Welcome to Expose Them. I'm Candace Royale, your host. Today I want to talk to you about financial increase in your divorce, in your relationship with your narcissist, your narc. When you do come apart from them, whether it's a separation or a divorce, whether you've pulled out of a church that had been a good support for you, that you've been supporting well, felt like a family, and now you found there was some type of church scandal going on. You may be in a different financial position, and it's important to know that God's got you all the time. I think we're all aware, at least as Christians, that we have His provisions. Scripture is full of those promises. There's no question. Go on to ChatGPT or whatever favorite search engine you use and just look up those scriptures and saturate yourself in them. You're going to need some financial support when you divorce, and you may be living on half of what was difficult to live on before. Trust the Lord for this. I tell you, I know that might seem trite, but when I was thrown into a divorce without any time to even have a thought about it, I just spun on a dime and my whole life changed. The Lord just met me. He met me so beautifully, and He has not quit. And I promise you and assure you, He does not intend to. Scripture supports it, and so does He. He is the Word. It's one and the same. Now, as far as how much finance, obviously we want to cover our bills and so forth. We want to take care of things for the future, perhaps a trust fund for our children. Make sure everything's safe driving and that there's food consistently and whatnot. That's a standard daily practice. But I want to challenge you and encourage you to think higher financially than you may be doing. The Lord is the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills. He has it all. The streets are paved with gold up there. And Jesus said in the Lord's Prayer, on earth as it is in heaven. Well, that certainly covers a lot of things. But I know that for one, it would cover the gold that is up there, ladening what's under the feet of the people that are there. It's the lowest thing that is there, and that's gold. It just goes up and gets better and better and better. It can be like that here too. The church has vilified the dollar bill, if you will, which is fast losing its strength as we speak. But God says, the silver is mine, the gold is mine. He has it all. As I said, He's the owner of the cattle on 1,000 hills. He loves you. It truly is His will to support you financially and let you flourish. So when is enough enough? How high do we go with this? Well, we generally will go as high as we're able to, but where He would want to stop it, and we should too, is when the money we have is starting to ruin us. It's starting to cause greed, lust, uncontentment, and we find ourselves not being grateful anymore. We're not humble anymore. That would be the time where there's too much. Just because somebody is affluent in society, it does not make them wicked and corrupt. Yes, we see that happening a lot. And we know that even Jesus spoke ill of the rich in the Bible. And so did the book of Proverbs and Paul. We know that the wealthy are sometimes spoken ill of in Scripture. But again, that's the wealthy or the rich that is being corrupt with their money. That would be our modern day mafia. Well, of course, we don't want to be like that, but God doesn't. Why would the mafia, why would bad-hearted people be able to have great, vast amounts of money and not God's own, when we would, in fact, do wonderful things with it? We can be philanthropic. We can pour our generosity out. We can ask the Lord where He would have us to give and do amazing things with more. I personally am in the camp that I don't think there's anything wrong with prosperity as long as it's not for corruption. It doesn't corrupt us or our children, and it doesn't corrupt anyone around us or the people we give the money to, the foundations and such. The Lord would help you with all of that. And it's not wrong to have a large, beautiful house. Think as big as you want to. I think that that's really good for us. God is limitless. He has no boundaries. In anything, there's nothing about God that has a limit on it. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing. The only thing He doesn't go into is evil. lying, stealing, not being able to support his word. He can't do any of that, but he is limitless on everything he has, whether it's love, the fruits of the Spirit, the gifts of the Spirit, all of the good things that he is and does, or finances. Isaiah 54, enlarge the borders of your tent, lengthen your cords and strengthen your stakes to the right and to the left. Make it bigger. David was always talking in the Psalms. He did this in Psalm 18 and Psalm 118, that the Lord would set his feet in a large place. A large place. Let the Lord set your feet in a large place. You don't have to live like old Mother Hubbard, who went to the cupboard and there was nothing there. You can certainly have a beautiful home with some property. Perhaps you want animals. Perhaps you want to just dress a little nicer than you and your family do. Perhaps you'd like to up the bar on your vehicle that you drive, and so forth. Start with how you think. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and then watch what you say. What we say is a big deal. God spoke, and the whole world came into existence. Watch what you say, so you're not bringing negative, complaining, destruction, lack, and poverty into existence. It does matter very much. Look up the scriptures on what you say. Speaking is a big deal. And look up scriptures that talk about pro-prosperity, and then those that talk about anti-rich. Look them up, parallel them, go horizontal between the two of them, back and forth, and see what the Lord really meant when he was talking about those. Jesus spoke of it quite a bit, and Paul did, and so does the Proverbs. So really comb those scriptures, and I'm sure your search engines will help you. All right, I think I've completed everything I really want to say to you, but in your time of a divorce, as you flee from your narcissist, don't let your thinking shrink. Keep it as big as you can. Sometimes you might be scared. Sometimes you might be furious at the narc for how he ripped you off all those years. Sometimes you might just be confused and unsure. Sometimes you might just be hurting, or a combination of all 3 and 4, like I was. Oh, I was like that for several months. But that does diminish, and that all does go away. Do the best you can to keep your version of prosperity and wealth and beauty in front of you. Go online, look at pictures. Perhaps you can find magazines that you can cut things out and put them up. On my refrigerator, I want a hobby farm, and on my fridge, I have all my animals there. They're not my animals yet in my possession, but they represent each one that I do want. And I just love them. I just love that they're right there like that. And above it is a heart, and inside the heart it says, don't let anyone steal your dream. Don't let anyone steal your dream. The devil comes but for to steal, kill, and destroy. Jesus himself said, I come that you might have life more abundantly. Zoe, the abundant life of Jesus Christ. Look up, look up, look up. Widen those borders, lengthen those cords, strengthen those stakes, make it bigger. And even when you're not sure how you're going to pay the mortgage this month, or the rent, or maybe you're really low on groceries and it has been like that for a while, then find pictures of sumptuous food that you love. I'm not saying this is not a magic wand. This is not magic. I'm not saying it'll just appear, but it will help your soul. It will help your soul from becoming impoverished. The devil wants to take from you. Jesus died on the cross so you could have. When he said it is finished, that's when you got your needs met financially. That's when you got some wealth. And that's when you got great wealth. That's when you got your healing. That's when the prodigals came home. That's when everything got better. It is finished for all of us. Start now and expect good things. He whom the Son has set free shall be free indeed. God bless you richly, and I'll see you in the next video.